Hello everybody, welcome to round 2 of the MaD Dragons Rugby Championship 2025. The Springboks going up against Wallabies to get our round 2 started off, but both teams with a lot of changes across the squads. In comes Andre Pollard and Damien Dialende for the Springboks, along with the return of Cheslin Colby. Australia, few injury concerns. James Slipper going out with his HIA means Angus Bell comes in, and Andrew Kellaway starting on that left wing with Dylan Peach with a broken jaw. In terms of the table, as the results stood at the end of round 1 then, Springboks out in the lead in the MaD Dragon Rugby Championship after taking full points away from last week's game, of course, with Australia having their try disallowed and Ben Donaldson maybe a little bit harshly against him in that call. Australia looking to bounce back in this game as James O'Connor in the 10 shirt today will be taking charge of this team and get us started, kicked off and underway, kicking long downfield into the arms of Jesse Creel, captaining the Springboks today, with there being no major captains also on this team that could have filled in, but we'll see how we get on. Of course, Sia Khaleesi was in last week filling in that number 8 shirt, but Jean-Luc Duprise fills in the 8 shirt today as James O'Connor just tries to test the waters a little bit, but Oxenshea doing really well there to get his hands on the ball and begins to start off how they mean to go on, hopefully in terms of that breakdown work, all important. So many big jacklers of the ball on both sides of this game today as the Springboks look to try and go out towards this right-hand side. Oh, and Canan Moody has found some room around the outside. Maybe a late tackle coming in by Tom Wright, and Andrew Kellaway getting turned inside and out. Actually just runs it straight into touch. Coaches won't be too happy with that first interjection there from Andrew Kellaway. But first line out of the game goes the way of the Springboks as they try and go long over the top. Oh, but the leaping Fraser McWright does well to get into the air, and being able to snatch that one away from the Springboks takes away a little bit of a platform from them, and Canan Moody has to charge it back in to the gold wall of this Wallabies defence. They switch it going left this time. Oh, and Damien Dialende thinks he's seen room this time. They keep going out towards Cheslin Colby. Gets a little grubber kick on. He gets around the outside of Tom Wright, but very well done by Max Jorgensen then to go on the end of it, and they'll ship it out towards this right-hand side into Thomas du Toit. Oh, who just sends somebody absolutely flying. I think that was Nick White. That's a smaller man on a much larger man, and came off worse in that one as it looks like Damien Dialende's managed to find the gap and unlocked this deadlock in the first 10 minutes or so. South Africa just going on those big carries today. Canan Moody's been busy already. Gets the tackle and the offload away from Len Ikitau coming in. Damien Dialende managing to just hit that gap in between Andrew Kellaway and Tom Wright. Means Springboks get off to a lead. That is not what the Wallabies will want to see. They'll want to have kicked off this game a bit stronger. As Andre Pollard stepping up for the first conversion of the game. It isn't too windy down there. We'll see how they go in terms of the kicks. That's lovely slotted through by, of course, a veteran in the Springboks jersey now, Andre Pollard, and there's another man with quite a few caps on his name. Sorry, that is Damien Dialende. Try scorer now. Having a quick word with Cheslin Colby over on the side, with Edwil van der Merwe and Kurtley Arensen not in the squad this week. Cheslin Colby certainly not a bad man to be adding into the squad in green as it lands in the arms. And now Villy LaRue does well to just manage to get around the outside of Captain Harry Wilson, coming in for a huge tackle there, and Grant Williams opts to go to the boot. Once again, long range kick down as Max Jorgensen does well to get on the end of it. Oh, they've made a good counter-attack here as Len Ikitau has managed to find a gap in that Springboks defence, which will be something they'll want to try and find the most of today. Oh, that's a lovely pass back inside by James O'Connor, inside to Nick White. And they've moved up into the Springboks 22. They'll ship it out left. Oh, and James O'Connor offering himself once again in this attacking line. Where can they go as they try and get off the line quickly? And Tom Wright. Oh, no, sorry. It was Joseph Suaalii, sorry. I saw Tom Wright going for that ring around the back. It wasn't picked up. James O'Connor, what a great impact he's made into this squad today. Well picked out there. I honestly thought that was Tom Wright. And Joseph Suaalii just charges at the line and gets over for a try. The Springboks defence coming off the line quickly, but not seeing the man running round the back. And that will allow the Wallabies to get back into this game. First conversion for James O'Connor today. As you'd expect, pretty easy from directly in front of the post. But all these points matter, of course. Want to try and keep this game as close as possible for as long as possible. Late minute drop goals, late minute penalties, all these things do come into play. As Andre Pollard then will get us kicked off and underway once again. With the scores all level now. It's a very high ball. Malcolm Marks trying to make his presence known. And Oxenshea as well. Well, I feel like Taniela Tupou's done extremely well to take the ball under massive pressure of having both Malcolm Marks and Oxenshea running at you. Got to be hard to keep your eye on the ball in that circumstance. As try scorer Sua Lee tries to get a kick over the top. And Caden Moody's trying to run his way around the outside of the field. Doesn't work. And the ball bouncing off the head of Harry Wilson there. Gives possession back to the Wallabies. And now they maybe have an opportunity to try and extend this lead if they can put some phases together here. They'll ship it out left there to Ikitau, who plays it back inside to Nick White. Might be a little bit isolated. Got to get with him. Support the scrum half. And James O'Connor, once again, he's hitting the line so hard today, but once again, Oxenshea has been busy around the breakdown, making himself known to this Wallabies attack line, and once again comes away with the ball. And Cheslin Colby scything through the Wallabies defence now, trying to just make a nuisance of himself as Nokia manages to get through. Oh, that's a big bounce. And now suddenly there's men overlap as Kanan Moody tries to split the difference between the Wallabies wingers, managing to get the tackle there. Andrew Kellaway doing very, very well. And Oxenshea carries it hard to the line. And that time Cheslin Colby's not going to get through. That's a much bigger man there in terms of Len Ikitau. Not going to win that as a physical contest, as Franco Mostert this time not going to get anywhere through there either. And it's great work at the breakdown. I think that was Tupou. Managed to get himself over the ball and steal that one back for Australia. And maybe there's room in this backfield. Willie LaRue has to run back and cover it. Where can he try and find the gap now on the counter-attack, taken down by Fraser McWright? And Grant Williams wants to try and go to this right-hand side once again, just trying to find his way through. But Rob Valentini does extremely well there. They're just making a nuisance of the play. And Grant Williams opts to go for the boot again as Caden Moody, can't get under that high ball quickly enough. It's very good work in the aerial contest today by the Wallabies team. Slow ball for Australia, just trying to find their way through. Oh, and it's that man again. James O'Connor, what a nuisance he has been today, and he's managed to get a beautiful 50-22. This could be putting the Wallabies in a great position to seal out this first half. What a fantastic bounce on the ball that one was, as they go long over the top to the giant that is Will Skelton, able to take that ball down, and the man who put them in the position, James O'Connor, making more of a nuisance of himself now, carrying hard at the line as Harry Wilson, making himself known on the big carry as well, moves them up just shy of that 5-metre line. And Len Ikitau's trying to break through the line, and manages to outpace the South African backs to dive it over. And that is a terrific try for the Wallabies. You can see there, Snaven just maybe outrunning his man a little bit and couldn't quite get across to get back. There was Grant Williams not able to get back on the end of him. And that will put the Wallabies in the lead. And James O'Connor, after being an absolute pivotal player in terms of so many of these plays, sets himself up and slots it through. And the Wallabies go 7 points in the lead, just shy of half-time. The referee said we will have time for the restart, but it would have to be an awfully good restart from this Springboks team to be able to try and make something of it here. Andre Pollard opts to go the other side this time, goes for that high ball. Siren sounds in the background as the ball slowly being driven back here in the maul. Nick White wants to get on with it. Huge shot coming in by Jean-Luc Dupries there. Just trying to hunt them down. And the Wallabies could just kick this one off the field. They look like they're wanting to play on. Maybe they feel like the second half scores might not be coming thick and fast, so they want to try and just see if they can build something else from here. They are getting marched back slowly. Got to be careful Not worth wasting it. And Nick White offers the kick. Kellaway's under this. Oh, maybe not. And just overran the ball slightly. One last opportunity for the Springboks to make something of it as Damien Diolende manages to break his way through the middle there. And Keenan Moody supporting Cheslin Colby. Just asking questions, trying to probe into this defence, find their way through. That's a good tackle. Coming in by Rob Valentini. Just shutting them down. Got to keep your discipline strong now as Andre Pollard tries to break his way through. And Tom Wright, it's good cover defence once again. They ship left this time to Malcolm Marks, and Rob Valentini, whose tackle stat is going through the roof already, does so well. And I think they've been able to turn that ball over. And South Africa will try and rush over. It's Oxenshea again! It's incredible! What a game the big man is having today. Got straight on that ball and lifted it up. Straight off the ground. Tupou there, taken down by Sneeman. Tries to roll away. Great pickup straight off the ground by Oxenshea. Shrugging Nick Frost aside. And the big man dots it down. And have we got a game on our hands today? As Andre Pollard will just want to drop down the tempo a bit. That'll be something to please the South African coaches at half-time. From a Wallaby standpoint, kicking that box kick away from Nick White might not have been the option to have gone for. Just kick it off. Going at half-time in the lead. It would be a good win for them there. But Owen comes Andre Pollard there to draw this game level at 14 points all. As we will enter half-time, and we'll have to talk about what will the coaches be saying, what changes will be needed to be made, which team will break the deadlock in the second half. Round 2 of the Rugby Championship, always a pivotal moment. South Africa coming into this one as favourites, but it has been a pretty equal affair. Territory and possession stats just leading the way of South Africa on 51 and 53% respectively, but it has been a tight-knit affair. South Africa getting off to a strong start in this one, asking questions of that Wallabies defence early, allowing Damien Diolende to get over for the opening try, converted by Andre Pollard. But Australia, not beaten down by it, came back with fantastic work by both of these centres in this Wallabies team. The first try coming from Joseph Suaalii. Great work by James O'Connor today, who's been offering himself flat at the line every single time, allowing them to just go through the phases, and Suaalii gets over for the opening try. Len Ikitau doubling down for the Wallaby centres, getting over for his own try just a few minutes later. James O'Connor converting both of them, nearly going in at halftime in the lead, 14-7. But that decision, though, late into the first half by Nick White to go for the box kick but let it remain in field just allowed South Africa to build that last phase of attack. Wallabies did so well to turn it back over, but Oxenshea, the loose head prop, being able to turn that ball over and just break through to score the try will draw these scores level. Benches have never been more important. Words from the coaches have never been more important. Let's see what happens in the second half. Team talks are over then. The players back out on the field. And Andre Pollard to get us started off and underway once again. If they can build a similar set of phases of what they got at the end of that first half, they will be happy at the start of the second half. It's collected very well by Billy Pollard, but South Africa have managed to wrap him up. Refs called a maul. Will want them to use it. Nick White opting for that box kick again. It's remained in field. It must be a decision made by the coaches to want them to keep the ball in the field to play those extra minutes, try and tire some of these South African forwards out as Sneeman charges it into the line along with Franco Mostert. No way through there as they ship it out left this time to captain Jesse Creel, trying to make a breakthrough, but James O'Connor stepping in. Huge tackle coming in there by the Australian fly half, and South Africa, though, not being perturbed by this. They're still charging on. That's a great tackle, though, by Tom Wright, just not letting him through. And Grant Williams opts to go wide this time out to Jesse Creel, and in comes Fraser McWright. Got to support him now, South Africa. It's a slow ball out. Eventually does, and once again, Fraser McWright on the huge tackle. South Africa just not making any ground through the defence line at the minute. The Australian team looking much, much better, and Willie LaRue gets wrapped up as well by try scorer Len Ikitau, and they've got over the ball, and the option for the counter-attack is on because, of course, there's no Willie LaRue back there, and Malcolm Marks will not have the gas to hunt down Rob Valentini as they ship it out towards that left-hand side. Oh, as Len Ikitau just driving the legs through. Questions being asked here as Angus Bell gets over for the opening try of this second half. And what a breakaway. Look at that leg drive by Len Ikitau. Just gained as many meters as possible. Supported brilliantly at the breakdown. And Oxenshea scoring in that first half. Unfortunately, not quite got the gas to get back and defend that one. So on come the South African subs. Coaches have seen enough apparently from some of these players already. Changing the halfback combo then, as Kobus Reinach comes on alongside of Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu. There's also a couple of other Springboks players coming on alongside them, as Eben Etzebeth has come on, along with Quagga Smith, who looks like he's going in at the 8 shirt. James O'Connor, unperturbed by Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu, probably standing a little bit offside there. Just standing directly in front of him. And the ref didn't seem to care too much, but does well and slots that one through. And the Wallabies will go 21 points to 14 in the lead. As Feinberg and Gomazula gets this game restarted. Well done to Joseph Suali there, to be fair, to be able to pick up the tight head prop of Taniela Tupou. That takes some arm strength. And does manage to get it. Oh, that's a good line, though, coming in by Kobus Reinach. Read that out of the blocks. That, however, not a great pass coming in by the Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu out the back of that ruck. Great work by the scrum half, but unfortunately the fly-offs let him down a bit there by basically handing the ball back. And Rob Valentini made that earlier charge, is away once again. And the Wallabies are slowly just beginning to apply this pressure now as Angus Bell takes 2 men to get him down, but who else over the ball but Oxenshea? He's done it repeatedly in this game and gets over it once again. And Quagga Smith manages to get it away as they get it out here to Cheslin Colby. Now he's got pace to burn out on this wing. Oh, but it's great work by Tom Wright to be able to get back and call the mark under huge pressure there. And will be able to alleviate a bit of pressure. Great work by the Australian fullback. Good awareness of his situation there to be able to get over it, as we'll go for the South African line out. As Sneeman this time lifted up out the front of that line out, and they've shipped it out wide very, very quickly. But it's great cover work by this Australian defence once again, who've swept across for it, as Billy LaRue offering to try and go for a kick over the top though, but Rob Valentini saw he was getting a little bit outmanned here on this wing and opts to call the mark himself. Now the flanker will test his own kicking ability, and it's not too bad. Oxenshea having a word. He's not sure whether it's great. Your flankers are allowed to kick the ball into touch. It's such a rarity in the modern game, but the ref says it's allowed, and we'll carry on. We'll end up in a similar position to where the last line out was taken from. As once again, Sneeman is the man they go to at the front, but chopped down. And South Africa will just have to offer trying to go through the forwards there as Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu gets over the ball, but is being hunted down. They played a lovely wide ball there, and Kanan Moody maybe just sliding through the players. Oh, it's brilliant work by the right winger. And South Africa managed to get over for the next try in the game. That long pass out to Jesse Creel, followed by the offload. They've been so good at that drift defence today, the Wallabies, just being able to keep that man marked, but going for the miss pass by South Africa, playing it long, just created that small overlap. And that will allow someone with the talent of Kanan Moody to be able to get over for a try, as Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu steps up to try and keep in line with Andre Pollard's kicking ratio today. And does. It'll take us out to 21 points to 21. And Kanan Moody having a quick word there with Damien Dialende, just celebrating some tries together, as James O'Connor stepping up to get us restarted once again. Did look uncomfortable in that last phase of play after a small knock. And we hope he's okay, as Malcolm Marks and I think that was Damien Dialende did a lovely bit of gymnastics work together there without actually lifting the player. It's an interesting move, maybe just to try and throw them off. Who knows what Rassie's got up his sleeve nowadays. Oh, as Franco Mostert manages to break the line brilliantly. And Willy Leroux's going to go maybe the full 90 metres. Oh, there's a shove coming in by Andrew Callaway. The ref might want to go and have a look back at that one. It certainly looked like a two-handed shove on the player. Pushing him to ground late after the kick. The ref has said play on. It's quite the call. And South Africa trying to punish down this right-hand wing. It doesn't look like they can make their way through that side. And they'll go back towards the left as Thomas du Toit. Oh, he's found himself with ample room as Damien de Allende charging for the line. That's a good tackle coming in by Nick Frost. And they're just about holding out now as they'll drop it back for Sasha Feinberg. Tries to play around the corner with Kanan Moody on his side. No way through there. And Willy Leroux tries to offer himself as well. But I think Australia have got over that one. I think that's Nick Frost again with some brilliant work. Has been able to get on it. And Cheslin Colby, oh, he's got beaten to it somehow by Max Jorgensen. But Malcolm Marks, oh, he's managed to get over it. And the game will keep going. Down in this Australian 22. It's been a fierce battle at the breakdown today. And South Africa opt to keep going towards that right-hand side. And Damien de Allende nearly creeping through Taniela Tupou's defensive area there. And once again, they'll try and break this line as Jesse Creel hunted down by Tom Wright. And Australia have managed to reclaim this ball. Nick White opts for the kick. And this is what he did in the first half. It was a big call then. It might be an even bigger call now. What is he playing at? Just trying to gain territory maybe. They don't want the draw. They want to play on themselves. But it will give South Africa the ball back. And that's such a big call so late into this game. And South Africa just try and charge it up this time through Damien de Allende. No way through there. And Cobus Ryanak, saw a bit of a gap. Open up himself and just trying to check around that ruck. And he's managed to make good meters there as South Africa begin to knock on the door as Jesse Creel puts them directly in front of the posts. As it drops back in the pocket here, Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu tries to charge it in himself. No way through there. Still knocking on the door, asking those final questions. Oxen Shea takes it in. No way through at the minute. They play left towards Franco Mostert. Bounces off Rob Valentini, but is he over the ball? Questions need to be asked now as Cobus Ryanak drops it in the back. Oh, and the drop goal has gone wide. It's gone slightly to the left. And that will be the game. 21 points to all. It's been a try-fest today. But Australia managed to hang on with that drop goal going wide. Well, there we have it, guys. 21 points to all in this game. A draw in the MaD Dragon Rugby Championship. Do you think this will be a similar result to something we could see going on the weekend? In the actual game, do you think the Wallabies will go 2 for 2? Or do you think South Africa will bounce back in Cape Town? Let me know down in the comment sections, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.